Welcome to my list fairy. Today we're getting some more voice memories in Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch 2. Roll the intro. Alrighty, look at us. I've marked so many voice memories, so many. Let's see how far we can get today. I don't know where I want to start. I've lost all logic. Like I was doing it area by area. I'm not doing that anymore. It's just kind of all over the place. What about Kakariko Village? Why don't we start there? Because this is wild, isn't it? So many of them. Let's go. Okay, where are we going? Oh, literally right here. Okay.
There are beautiful fish with a unique patterning living in the waters beneath the falls. They must be the ornamental fish Sheikah researchers worked tirelessly to breed here 100 years ago. Their efforts were certainly hindered by the calamity, but it doesn't surprise me that the Sheikah would still find a way to finish their work.
That's very similar to the Breath of the Wild memory. I mean, obviously there's a bit more, but I'm pretty sure the Breath of the Wild one is about the fish as well. Let's go in here, I presume. Yes.
I came here to visit a friend that I had not seen in 100 years. She had been an advisor to the royal family, and following the calamity, she became the leader of this village while awaiting my return. The relief on her face when she saw me.
Aww.
We talked for hours and hours, trying to make up for all the time we'd lost.
I wish we could have seen that. Zelda and Mipha reuniting. That would have been pretty cool. There's something around here. Yes.
The house where Coco lives. She picked such an abundance of flowers for me that we decided to make garlands with them. She said she would teach her little sister Kotla how to make them as well. Seeing her work so hard stirred memories of when Mother taught me how to weave garlands together, though I found it very difficult at first and may have even cried in frustration.
Oh, Zelda's so relatable. Like me when I'm not immediately good at something new. Just full despair and tears. Okay, there's a few more. Where am I going? Why am I on the roof? Surely that's not the most practical way. Okay, here.
A local guardian. It has long been believed that frogs bring good luck. In fact, they hold spiritual significance for the Sheikah. For my part, I pray not only that the land of Hyrule be restored, but that we can then continue to work together and achieve great things.
It took me a second to find the frog, but here it is. Okay, and then there's two more. Literally right here.
A garden for growing plums. 100 years ago, Impa planted a plum tree here to celebrate a child's birth. It really has grown into something beautiful since that time. The care Melly has put into maintaining this place is clear to see. Now that I think of it, could she be...
Oops. I don't think that's ever happened to me in this game. I just wanted to get the pretty flower. I guess I never came in here before in this game. You'd have to come in from above, I suppose. Okay, that's fair. And then one more over where? Where are we going? Here. Oh, probably at the entrance. Yeah.
Ah, Kakariko Village. The Sheikah that live here are quite peaceful, but that does not mean they are unwilling or unable to defend themselves. I would not be surprised if this village avoided the worst of the calamity because any monsters that threatened it were summarily dealt with by the villagers themselves.
That's fair. Yeah, they can take care of themselves for sure. Okay. Should we go to Hateno next and just keep the village theme going for a bit before we go a little wild? So, let me just mark a few. So I think I'll go to the lamp first because there's two right around it. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Legends lately, ZA, And it's messing up my brain with the controls, like the dashing. Oh, it's happening already. It's happening.
It seems that when the Calamity was defeated, all of the ancient relics here at the Hitano Ancient Tech Lab turned to dust and disappeared. All that remains are replicas of the originals, and with those gone, these are even more valuable. They will doubtlessly help tell future generations of the history of Hyrule.
Thank you, Zelda. What was I saying? Pokemon. On Pokemon ZA, you dash by pressing B just once, and it keeps going until you hit something. And I keep doing that here, which is so silly. That's what I get for like playing like 6 hours of Pokemon every day for the past few days. Okay, so there should be one around here. Let me go in here and... Oh, it is in here. Okay. I was gonna ascend.
Pura has used the blackboard in her room to write out the details of how she reversed her physical age. I still can't believe she got the idea from sheep's fat. Regardless, it seems she quickly got bored of her childhood form. It is amusing that, despite 100 years passing, and Pura growing old, then young, then a little older, she hasn't changed in at least one way. She will become obsessive about something, yet grow tired of it quickly.
Also a very relatable character trait. Okay, why don't we just go there walking instead of warping, and we get the ones like on the way? That feels reasonable, doesn't it? Should we go where the cows are? Yeah.
I will forever associate Hateno pasture with the meal I had here 100 years ago. However, when I returned recently and inquired after the recipe, no one seemed to know what I was referring to. Could that unforgettable dish be lost to time?
Is she talking about the cheese stuff? Because there was a whole quest about cheese, wasn't there? That's what I'm guessing. Okay, so the next one is at the dye shop, I think? Or at least around here. Yeah.
Koji Dye Shop here in Hateno Village specializes in dyes. The owner, Sage, stuck his own head into his dyeing machine and turned his trademark red hair black. Apparently it happened while he was working on an idea he got from some drawings his son Safaro made. I must admit, I am intrigued with what he's up to.
That's so funny. He basically created like hairstyling in a sense with the colors. But it is red again, so he probably fixed it. Next one, the clothing shop. There we go.
That people have time to consider and enjoy fashion is a sure sign that life is returning to normal in Hyrule. I'm sure much of the credit for the interest in fashion is thanks to Cece's determination and inspiration. I hear the idea for the mushroom pattern came to her when she visited Terrytown in Akala.
Oh, I didn't know that. A little bit of lore. That she went to Terrytown. Unless she told me and I forgot. Because it's been ages since I've done the mayor quest, which was very fun, mind you. There's 2 more here. 2? Well, ish. There's 1 more around here. And then we just go down a little bit. To our house. Yeah, to the house. I'm gonna go up first to get this one, and then we'll do these 4. We have very good rhythm today. We're moving quickly, efficiently. So the school is gonna have one? Yes.
I pray that as the restoration work continues, Hateno School will become a place where children can find many paths toward their futures. That it will shine as a beacon of hope for generations to come.
Ugh, adorable. I'm so proud of her as a character for accomplishing the things she accomplished. Okay, so now we go down here? Oh, at the entrance. Yeah, that makes sense.
I always feel at home when I am in Hateno Village. The smells of well-tended soil and freshly cut grass, the refreshing breeze coming off Mount Lanayru washing over me, the sound of children at play in the village. I am so glad to see life slowly returning to normal here.
I get what she's saying. I think if I had to choose a place to live in Tears of the Kingdom, it would probably be Hateno. If it's Breath of the Wild, I would probably choose Kakariko Village, but Kakariko Village in Tears of the Kingdom is so chaotic, there's so much happening, that it's just not a relaxing place anymore, sadly. Okay, let's go to this pond. Okay, we got it.
A strange horned statue. It suddenly spoke to me, calling itself a dealer in life and power, and I felt an overwhelming sensation, like my life was being drained away. But just as suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the statue, toppling it into the water. That feeling. I do not think the statue had good intentions. It is best left submerged.
Lightning hit the statue. That's... yeah. If that's not a sign to stay away from something, I don't know what is. I was looking around for it. I was like, where is it? But hasn't it moved? Isn't it like under the castle or something? Or under Lookout Landing? I have a memory of it being underground in this game. I could be wrong. It's just been a while. I'm sorry for my memory. It is awful. Okay, let's get these two. I'm very curious to see what she's gonna say about the house. Because in my mind, her and Link are living together. But obviously Nintendo is not gonna say that. So I do wonder if she's gonna mention just why she moved in, or... let's see. If she's the one that decorated, because it looked really like a bachelor's pad before. Okay. Let's see.
This room feels a little lonely, so I've decided to decorate it with pictures of the people and places I encountered on my travels. And also, with the memories of my dearest friends.
Very vague memory. It looked a little lonely, so she decorated. That's fair. I always like coming here and looking at this picture. I think she did a good job. Notice how there's two sets of everything. Thank you very much. Okay, and now the well, which should be interesting as well. Get it. Okay.
While we were digging a well, I came upon a hidden room. It may have been connected to the main building at one time, but it seems it was forgotten as years passed. Still, it could be used again, with a little work on the more decayed areas. I imagine something precious was once stored in that treasure chest. What could I put there?
Oh, you can put something else that's precious to you. Like a present for your boyfriend. This is like Zelda's version of a man cave. You know man caves. Like you live, like a couple lives together and the guy has like a room that's just for him. This is her princess cave. Her little secret spot. Okay, that was nice. There's a few here that are like very scattered. So I think, oh, there's one here that I missed whilst I was around the lab. So I think we'll get this one, and then we'll get the Eventide one, and then the Mount Lanier one, because they're kind of like not in a clump of memories. They're isolated. So let me go here to get the green one. We're up to 50 memories. There's 150, so there's still quite a bit to go. But we're doing it. We're doing it. There we go.
Even though 100 years have passed, and so many things have happened, this place hasn't changed a bit. Its enduring nature has shown me that it's all right not to force change.
Definitely agree with that. Change can be healthy, but you shouldn't force it. Let's do Eventide. Is it by the chasm, maybe? It's probably just like a general memory about the area, not the chasm itself. There we go.
100 years ago, Eventide Island was filled with monsters and impossible to safely approach. Link came along to protect me, but he suddenly covered his eyes the moment we landed. Fortunately, it seems all the monsters vanished with the calamity. Regardless, when I asked him what he was doing, he said the last time he was here, he had been stripped of his possessions when he arrived. He could have mentioned that possibility before I set foot on the shore.
I think that's my favorite memory so far. That is so funny. That is so funny. Yeah, he should have mentioned it. Because what if it happened to both of them? That would have been very awkward. That is hilarious. That is so funny. Okay. Let's get this Mount Lanayru one. Ugh, Link is so funny without even, like, trying. There we go.
The last time I descended this mountain, the powers I had inherited were still beyond my grasp. The calamity was soon to come, with all its despair and destruction. But now, thanks to the flame of hope kept alive by the champions, by Link, I can do my utmost for everyone.
She's so sweet. This is so intense in this spot. It just looks so cursed. Where do we go next? What about Zora's domain? What is this stamp here? I have no idea why that's there. Anyway, let's do, yeah, Zora's domain. There's quite a few there. I always like listening to Zelda talk about Mipha. I wish we got more with them together. We got a good amount of stuff, but I always want more. So one by the statue? Yeah.
100 years ago, a statue was made to celebrate Mipha, the Zora champion. It is now a memorial to her sacrifice. Apparently, it is thanks to Sidon that it stands where it does. It was he who proposed it be relocated to a place with a wonderful view.
Okay, I didn't realize that he was the one that made that suggestion. I think it's a little weird. I personally prefer Mipha's statue here, even though, like, this is super cool and hilarious. But I liked her being, like, in the center of the domain. But I get it. She has, like, her own spot now. But I don't know. What do you guys think? It just feels slightly disrespectful, but I know it's not because Sidon chose to do that, so he wouldn't have that intention, obviously. Shop? Yeah.
I have heard that an important part of the process of crafting Zora armor is a prayer for the safety of a loved one. Apparently Mipha often came to this place to work on armor she made for Link. However, in the end she left the armor with King Dorephan. Perhaps she knew she would not be able to hand it to Link herself.
Oh, okay, this is very interesting. Because we know that Mipha was making the armor to essentially propose to Link. That's kind of what, yeah, I think we can say that with confidence. And she never got to do it. He never knew that she was doing it as far as we know. So this is where she would work on it. Mipha's story is so sad. Okay, let's go here. I think the inn will have one. Yeah.
Waterbeds. I had only mentioned it in passing to the proprietor 100 years ago, so it was quite a shock to see the fanciful notion brought to life. And laying in one feels just as I imagined, like floating in a lake. I hear travelers enjoy the beds, but even more surprising, so do the Zora.
I love this. In Breath of the Wild, the voice memory here is about the idea that she had. So the fact that she got to see it 100 years later is amazing. I'm not 100% sure where the next one is. I feel like it's just in the main, like, palace-y bit.
With Link accompanying me, I told the gathered Zora of Mipha's fate. The throne room was filled with sobs and angry shouts, but King Dorephan quieted everyone when he spoke, offering a simple, soft thank you. His words felt like he was giving me permission, even telling me to move on, to not be held prisoner to the past.
That's so sad. Yeah, Zelda had to be the one to tell him. That's really, really hard. Especially, you know, playing Age of Calamity, you see that he was against Mipha being the pilot of the Divine Beast at first. It wasn't even Zelda that talked him into it. Mipha just kind of showed him, like, I'm kind of hardcore, like, I can do this. and he accepted, but it was still Zelda's responsibility in a sense. So yeah, very, very sad. Okay, there's still a few around the area, so why don't we just do that then? So I think I can just walk to this one, because it's just straight down here. Should be here, yeah.
Thanks to their long lifespans, many Zora here in Zora's domain still remember the events of the Calamity and Mipha's part in all of it 100 years ago. I do not think I will be welcomed, but it is my duty to tell them what happened to her in the end.
I've also just remembered that in the final cutscene of Breath of the Wild, like after you do the whole thing, I think it's the true ending one, or a version of it, where she tells Link, like, oh, I really want to get to Zora's domain to talk to King Dorphan about Mipha. So depressing. Okay, let's go to this one. Is this gonna be like the hardest spot to get to ever? That's probably fine, isn't it? Yeah, let's get this one. I do wish it wasn't raining. Okay, it's here.
The Zora created these stone monuments, and while they once were engraved with the words of King Dorphan, they now bear those of Sidon. He has written of the battle against the divine beast when he allowed Link to ride on his back. That really shows how completely he trusts Link. It is rare for a Zora to let anyone on their backs after all.
I didn't know that this was changed. My newfound friend and I refused to yield until we finally triumphed. Link, my dearest friend, you are an unparalleled swordsman and I admire you so very much. That is so sweet. Our hearts both yearn to serve a higher calling. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Okay. If we go here, we can probably get all of these somewhat easily. Okay, so there's gonna be one by Mipha's statue, it seems. There we go.
I'm sure that you love the view of the village from here, don't you, Mipha? I shared your final words with King Dorphan, you know. He told me, thank you, but I should be the one offering my thanks. And I do. I offer them to you. Thank you, Mipha. I wish only that we had more time together.
Oh, this is breaking my heart. I really do wish we had gotten more of them together. But I guess this is a way of getting that. Let's go here to get the thing, the next one. I think that's in a cave. I'm pretty sure that pristine whatever, that's part of the main quest. I'm presuming that's where it's gonna be. Here we are. Yeah.
The pristine sanctum is part of the traditions a retiring Zora king follows upon abdicating their title. It is said that many generations of kings have cleansed their bodies in the pristine waters here, as well as offering one of their scales to this throne. In so doing, they symbolically abandoned the earthly world.
Okay. He's still sitting on the throne, though. Even though Sidon's king, which is curious. Let me go here again to get this one. Because I don't think there's any practical way of, like, walking there from where I am. It would just take forever. Is it up here? Yes it is.
In order to prevent the damage a flooding river would cause, the Zora people and the Kingdom of Hyrule worked together to build this reservoir. In fact, though they were only amicable toward each other before the project, it was the act of building this that formed a true friendship between the Zora and the Kingdom of Hyrule.
Aww. Friendship. We like friendship. That's pretty much everything around the Zora area. Let's get these two here by this shrine. We're starting to go towards Eldin now. So one by the stable as per usual.
Stables are a treasure trove of information and a great place to find members of the research team. Though we've only just begun our work, we've already received research reports from every region. As we continue working, I should ensure they know how to defend themselves. Exploring the unknown can be dangerous after all.
That is very true. I just had a flash like memory of that quest where everyone's like in their underwear. It felt like such a fever dream. Let's get the next one. Here we are.
This was previously the trailhead for Death Mountain, but the path has collapsed and monsters have descended on the area, scaring off most of the travelers. If Daruk were here, I'm sure he'd clear out any opposition in no time. Assuming there are no dogs among them.
That's adorable. Good reference there, Zelda. Okay, we're almost done with the ones I've marked. I marked 40 memories today, I believe. Because I'm trying to make longer videos, because I'm starting to get nervous, guys, about Age of Imprisonment coming out. It's like, I have to be done with this before Age of Imprisonment comes out. You know, priorities. So, one here. One here. Let's just do everything that's around Terrytown first. And then we go to Terrytown. Thank you.
South Akala Stable. Many guardians swept through this area, and though the building was destroyed, the workers were all able to get to safety. No doubt that is thanks to the soldiers of Akala Citadel buying them time. But now the Stable Association has rebuilt the stable, and you can hardly see any traces of the past destruction.
Yeah, it looks good. Looking good. Okay, let's get this one here. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a grave. It's another grave one.
We thought Akala Citadel impregnable, but the battle here proved it was anything but. We must carry the lessons learned from this battle forward with us. I vow to honor the sacrifices of those who died here. I will work tirelessly to restore Hyrule and to create a peaceful future for its people.
Sag, but inspiring. Let's go here, and then we can get these two, and then go to Terrytown. Okay.
Torin Wetland was once littered with the broken remains of countless guardians, though there are no longer any traces of them. I imagine the wetlands reduced the Guardians' mobility, making it impossible for them to avoid each other's attacks. No doubt Akala owes thanks to the quick thinking of soldiers from the Citadel for this. If the Guardians hadn't been so hindered, the Akala region would have suffered more damage.
I'm glad that we're getting mentions of the Guardians. I think one of the biggest issues people had with this game was just, like, they just disappeared, kind of. There's a few parts around the game, but nobody really talked about them. So it's good to know that they're still being mentioned. Let's go to this red one next. Here.
Apparently, when the water levels in Torin Wetland receded and solid ground emerged, Hudson Construction decided to build a workspace here. That workspace has come to be the main site for producing the building materials used in our restoration efforts. I'm excited to see how this place flourishes.
I love this, but it's also like she's missing out once again on things. Because now she's a dragon. Like, she can't catch a break. Okay, there's quite a few here. One.
This track facilitates transit from the village to the work area. It is not a complex creation, relying on the height difference to send the rope and pulley down the rails. However, it is only one way, so a person would have to walk back along the perimeter to reach the village. I wonder if Sheikah technology could improve this.
I love how excited she gets about Sheikah stuff. Okay, another one.
They say Hudson Construction adopted the name policy from its predecessor, Bolson Construction. All employees must have a name that ends in son. There is technically one exception, though. A man named Haggy supposedly introduced himself as Haggy's son in his interview, which Hudson mistook for Haggy's son.
That's the most random bit of information, isn't it, that we've gotten today. Okay, so here... Yes?
Hudson Construction. It seems Hudson is rarely in the shop, as he is busy recruiting workers for the restoration efforts. I hear he is expecting a child soon, and though he is a reserved man, I can see his quiet excitement.
Oh. I love these games so much. That's all I'll say. I don't want to get sappy. Next one is at the entrance. I probably should have come in from the entrance, shouldn't I? Oh well.
Terrytown, a village that brought all the peoples of Hyrule together. Hudson is the driving force behind its founding, though they say Link played a role as well. This place, where Hylians, Rito, Goron, Zora, and Gerudo all live together in peace, is a model of the world I hope to see in the future.
Love that. I love Terrytown. Terrytown's great. One of my favorite quests in Breath of the Wild for sure. Okay. There's 2 left that I've marked for the day. One is a stable one, and the other one is at the Spring of Power. So we can go from this shrine here. Okay.
Apparently, East Arkala Stable got its start when the Stable Association used scrap wood left over from other stables to construct a shelter for people whose homes had burned down. The kitchen prepared steamed buns for the people then, and the recipe has since become a signature meal here.
Oh, I want some steamed buns. I woke up and sat down to do this, so I haven't had breakfast yet. Probably not the wisest idea. Okay, one more. Why isn't it? Oh, should I be here? Yeah.
Though the Spring of Power remains, it has been neglected and fallen into ruin. I imagine many see power as a symbol of the Demon King and thus avoid the spring. But there is a misunderstanding there. Power itself is neither inherently evil nor good. It is the individual wielding that power that defines it.
Very wise words. She is very correct. Very correct. Okay, so that was 40 voice memories if I counted correctly. We're now at 74. Very good progress today, I have to say. So I think if I do another 2 or 3 videos that are a bit longer, then we'll get done in a week or 2, just in time for Age of Imprisonment. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.